Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Ben from Neck Deep, and you're listening to Morgan Richards on Radio Cardiff.
Hey, I'm Morgan Richards from Radio Cardiff, 90.7 FM, and I'm very pleased to say that I'm backstage at the Motorpoint Arena here in Cardiff. I'm joined by a band whose rock-bottom wishful thinking has led them to gold steps as of late. It's, of course, those globe pop-punk giants from Wrexham. It's the wonderful Ben of Neck Deep.
Hey, what's up? Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, how's things?
Yeah, very good. It's good to be back in the UK. We've just come off a 2-month tour in America. And yeah, it's good to be back on our little island. I'm enjoying myself, feeling very at home. Just kind of on the tail end of the jet lag, I think, now.
So Ben, of course, over the last 3 years, things have just escalated entirely for you guys, from playing small clubs in Wrexham to already headlining and supporting all your favourite bands in the world's most iconic venues. I'm sure so far it's just felt a real whirlwind of crazy achievements after another, especially with so much left still to come.
Yeah, I mean, we've done things within, this 3 years of being in a band that I thought would be like the peak of our band. You know what I mean? Like, we played with Blink 182, and I always said if we ever got to play with Blink, or even if Blink were even aware of us, that would be the greatest thing, and I could say that I've achieved everything that I ever wanted to. But since then, it's just kept going up and up and up. And yeah, we've played Wembley Stadium, we played Madison Square Garden the other day. In a couple of weeks we're going to be going to Japan and Southeast Asia, and yeah, it's all stuff that it's honestly like dreams. Like, my dreams are coming true. All of us, like, we are just regular dudes. Like I said, we're from Wrexham. It's not a very well-known town at all, at least for its musical output anyway. And yeah, so really we're just a bunch of normal dudes that just had big dreams, and for some reason fate kind of allowed that all to work out for us, really, and here we are. So,
and as you mentioned, for example, you've just recently played Madison Square Garden in New York with All Time Low. So with venues like this, with all the heritage, does it feel quite crazy to think that you're at these venues and playing with these bands?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I never in a million years thought I'd be playing Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? If anything, probably the most iconic venue that I can think of. You know what I mean? Like, so many famous artists, and not even just artists. Like, it's obviously famous for its boxing and just its general events. Like, to even just say, like, yeah, I've been in Madison Square Garden and played a show is just unreal. So yeah, it is stuff that dreams are made of. And just to even go to New York, I wanted to go to New York, and that's it. Like, when I was younger, before I was in the band, I was like, I'd just love to go and just see the Empire State Building or see Madison Square Garden. And now I've been, like 3 or 4 times in the past year. Just insane. And for a dude from Wrexham, like, tiny town in North Wales, that's huge. You know what I mean? Like, that for me, like, I didn't grow up in a city. Like, I'm not a city boy, so for me to be able to go to a place like New York, LA, like, I flew once from New York to LA, and in the back of my mind I was like, yeah, I'm flying New York to LA right now. Like, even though it was kind of a tedious trip, I had to do it by myself. It was kind of cool being able to, like, yeah, just fly, New York to LA, no big deal, So yeah, it's crazy. Stuff I never thought I'd be doing, for sure.
And of course, just recently over the summer, saw the release of your second studio album, Life's Not to Get You, on Hopeless Records, with it not only going down incredibly with fans, but with something you really felt strongly produced you in a new light, and getting that sound you tried to hone in on wishful thinking.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think I was quoted on saying it was the album that Wishful Thinking should have been, and I think, like, not to knock Wishful Thinking, I still think Wishful Thinking is a great album, but yeah, like, we did everything that we wanted to do with that album. I feel like we really nailed this second time round, and we just generally had a way different approach to it. As in, like, everything that we'd done prior to that had been recorded in my brother's room, and it's like literally in the attic, like the loft room of my house. And we still demoed all of a lot of tracks for Life's Not to Get You up there, but this time we decided to go with some outside production. Like, we went with Jeremy McKinnon, Andrew Wade, and Tom Denny, just for some fresh ears on our band, I guess, and just for some new ideas. And you know, and that obviously worked, you know, because we came out with the album that we wanted to make, and at the same time, it wasn't our creative our creative process wasn't hindered by them at all. They were really there to kind of just facilitate our creativity, and you know, like there'd be some days where Jeremy maybe, you know, wouldn't really say much. He'd probably be playing Minecraft on his laptop or something, and then all of a sudden he'd just go, "I've got an idea. Here you go." And it's those little flashes that really made the difference, I feel like. Okay. And yeah, and I think just the message and stuff generally it has a much clearer message and a much clearer meaning and a much clearer vibe, and I think it's just a lot more poignant than Wishful Thinking ever was. I think it's just there's no other way to describe it other than the fact that it's just better. You know what I mean? Like, that's when people are asking us like, "Oh, what you know, how can you describe the album or whatever?" And I was just like, "It's neck deep, just better." Like, you know, we weren't trying to reinvent the wheel. We weren't trying to completely change who we were, and we weren't trying to change our sound or anything. And then we really just wanted to write a better record, and we did. And I feel like just generally we were in a much more creative space leading up to the record, and we were really ready to write this record, and we were keen to write it, and we had a lot of inspiration and a lot of creative juices flowing. So yeah, I really do think it came about at the right time, for sure.
And a lot of the songs are written a real mixture of personal things along with random stories from the likes of your hometown to Indiana Jones and even Breaking Wind in an intro, really just showing off all your personalities.
Yeah, you know, we're definitely not serious dudes by any means, but I think that's kind of what Neck Deep is about, really. Like, we're very not lighthearted. Is that the right word, lighthearted? I don't think it is, but we don't take ourselves seriously at all. But at the same time, we're just happy dudes. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't really got much going on in our life that makes us sad, and I kind of wanted to put that out. Like, I was like, I'm not gonna write a sad album, because I'm not sad. But for me, I was like, I knew a lot of the kids listening to that record and that listening to our band were looking for some sort of meaning that would, you know, and I wanted to put out a message that wasn't like, dwell on all your problems. Instead, I wanted to flip it on its head and go like, doesn't matter, your problems will go away if you just change the way that you can think about it. And I kind of wanted to just put that out there, and I just wanted our fans to just be happy and to not be like self-harming and all that sort of stuff. Like, I don't want that to be a thing. I just want people to be happy, and I want to spread a positive message to kids, and that's kind of what we did. And if that's by farting in an intro just because it would be funny, then why not? You know what I mean? So yeah, and I think just like, yeah, using Indiana Jones in a chorus for a metaphor, like, you know, it's quintessentially pop punk. You know what I mean? Just making little pop culture references and all that sort of shit, and like all that sort of stuff.
And as you mentioned, you worked very intensely this time around with A Day to Remember frontman Jerry McKinnon at the helm producing, along with featuring on a track. Did you feel like really just having him on board being something a little bit different to really excite you all? Yeah,
for sure. Like, as well, like, I think initially it wasn't Jeremy wasn't like meant to be involved. Like, I think we didn't know that he would want to do it. You know, we just approached Wade and Tom, and he was just so enthusiastic about the whole thing. He found out that, you know, Tom and Wade were going to be producing the record, and was basically like, you have to let me be a part of this, because like, I think this band is awesome, and I really think that I could do good things with them. And that just enthusiasm in general was something that we instantly all were like, you know, we all connected to and thought like, yeah, this guy's the guy that needs to do it. But yeah, like I said before, like, you know, even if it was just little flashes of ideas and little flashes of inspiration that he would get, even if it was just changing one chord, it would change the whole vibe of a chorus sometimes. And I think we learned a lot about songwriting just generally throughout that whole process, because before we'd done Wishful Thinking, it was during Wishful Thinking and our prior EPs, it was all just kind of record the songs and that's it, and don't really work on them, and just that's it. They're the songs. Just let them be. Whereas this time around, like, we fully dissected every song and every part and every transition and every melody and every chord progression and really pulled it apart and did it in clear cut stages of like demo, then pre-production, then record the record. Make these songs as good as we can before going into to record the final versions, not just write the song, record the song. So yeah, it was definitely a different process and definitely a big learning experience for us. And I think we came out of that far better musicians and far better writers than we were before too.
And Ben, just a couple more very quick things now before you go. Of course, you're going to be very busy now for the near future, just continuing touring.
Yes.
But what else can we really expect from Neck Deep?
I'm trying to think of what I can say without giving too much away. There'll be lots of touring, lots of little bits dropped along the way, just to keep people interested and to keep people, to keep people engaging with us. We're going to be looking to do some cool things, probably with merch and things like that, and be expecting new music videos and stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the pipeline that I can't really say too much about, but we've been archiving this whole process for the last few years, and we have some very, very cool stuff on the horizon. So yeah. You'll hear more about it.
All right, well, fantastic. Well, looking forward to hearing more about it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you will soon.
Well, that's about it. Cheers, Ben, for taking time out to have a quick chat with me.
No worries. Yeah, thanks very much for having me.
Best of luck now with everything in the near future, and hopefully I'll catch up with you again very soon.
Thank you very much. Yeah, definitely. Cheers. Take it easy.